Hi, everybody. So, I wanted to talk about the new New York legislation regarding late term abortion. And I definitely wanted to wait a little bit. And I wanted to get beyond all of the high running emotions and such regarding it. Because I'm going to say something that most of my conservative friends are really probably going to disagree with me on, and I don't want them to just shut off the video and walk away without hearing what I have to say. And that is that I'm actually really glad for the New York late-term abortion law. And here's why. First of all, it's, in my mind, I've set my philosophical boundary for where I believe life begins to be at conception. So anybody that goes out of their way to purposely kill life after conception is murdering that child. And that doesn't really change whether that child is a day old, a year old, a month old. It doesn't really matter to me. So when somebody gets really upset when, you've got abortion at right up to the point of birth, for me, I'm like, so it's still murder to me. It was murder before, it's murder now. But I understand, not everybody out there truly knew where they stood when it came to what they perceived life to start at. Even if they were to tell you philosophically they believe it starts here, we all know that sometimes we believe something intellectually, but we intuit something differently when it presents itself. And so I'm okay with some people coming to grips where they are really in the world of philosophy as far as where life begins. I'm okay with that. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I like this new bill. Because it really forces all those people who were at various points, first trimester, second trimester, 22 weeks, whatever, and put us all in the same bag that said, you know what? It's always been about murder. And you're going to have to deal with that. And the second reason why I really like this is that up till now, I could never really say that a woman is guilty of murder if she were to choose abortion for herself and for her unborn child. And here's why. Murder requires two things. The actus reus, the actual act of murder, right? And the mens rea. Okay, that means guilty mind. That means you desired to kill somebody. And you desired to murder them. You knew what you were doing. Now, our legal system is based off of both of these, actus reus and mens rea. But for women, they don't really have the actus reus or the mens rea in most cases. They don't actually kill the baby, the doctor does. And they don't necessarily know what they're doing because they've been deceived by society. So the actual act of murder isn't really something that they're doing, at least for most women anyway. I mean, there's some exceptions, obviously, but for most women, I would say that they don't have the actus reus or the mens rea. At least not enough to truly judge them under the terms of murder. But now that it's up to the point of birth, think about this for a moment. I mean, I have two kids. I've got a third on the way. My wife has this little baby kicking inside of her womb. I mean, it's beautiful. And you know this early and often. I mean, there's no way to mistake this child for anything other than a human life. It's not a clump of cells. It's not some random growth inside of you. It's a living thing. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. You can't even conceal it. I mean, you can see the baby. If you're just a third-party perspective, you can see that baby kicking up, to the belly. I mean, you got a foot that's up there at the belly. I mean, come on. That's, we all know. So now, those women are going to have to deal with the fact that this is a real life baby. This baby is alive. And you're still choosing to kill it, to murder it. It's not just accidental killing or removing a tumor. No, you are ending a human life. And now you have to really deal with that. And see, this is what I've been looking forward to. to where all of the obfuscated and blurred lines, they go away. And we're left with the purity of what the Democrats believe, what their political party, their elites are pushing on society. It's not about maybe life begins at 22 weeks or 30 weeks or 15 weeks or 10 weeks or whatever. No, no, no. It's about life versus anti-life. And this is why I'm glad for this. Now that we're beyond all of the various nuances, all of the vagaries, what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose death now? No excuses, no shame, no judgments, but you're still choosing death. Or will you choose life? And if you're a Democrat, will you continue to allow your Democratic leaders to choose death? Hell, I don't know where you stand, but are you willing to take the chance that where you or your leaders stand is at the risk of putting to death hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of innocent lives? Something for you to think about. I know where I've stood, and I'm glad that the veil is taken down. We all see it for what it is.